welcome. I am Stefan from Virtu and trainer at Sprezzatura in Vienna. And today I'm gonna talk about a little instructional video on the most important Italian two-handed sword guards. But for this, first, I think I'm gonna have to rip myself apart. Woo! Hello there, who are you? Hello there to you. I am Stefano, your Italian evil twin. I'm Stefan, nice to meet you. I want to get into the two-handed Italian stuff, but I'm coming from the Liechtenauer tradition, so I wanted to ask you if you can show me a few basics or principal guards so I can ease my way in. Yeah, for sure, Stefan. Today I'm gonna show you, in my opinion, the 6 most important guards of the Italian longsword system, or guards for the spada due mani, the two-handed sword. They are a really great foundation for Marozzo, and if you want to get into his book about the longsword, then you have like a very good basis with these 6 guards. They are ranging from low to high on the inside and on the outside. First we're gonna start with the more inside guards, that is from low to high. Porta di ferro larga, also for you, porta di ferro alta, and guardia di entrare. And on the outside we have the coda longa alta, the guardia di croce, and the guardia di testa. If you can get into a nice position with these, and if you make them clearly and cleanly, you can really make the place work from the beginning, and you have just like a nice starting point. But before I'm gonna show them to you one-to-one, I see that if I take my sword here and you take yours there, that my weapon is actually a bit longer. It is proper height for what you see in the Italian 16th century treatises. Yeah, as Pietro Monte says, the longer a sword you can handle, the better. But I'm pretty happy with my Fechtfeder, and I'm just gonna see what I can do with it. And the first guard that we're gonna look into is the Porta di Ferro Alta. So it's like, in my opinion, the most important guard for this system because it's very straightforward. You're very well covered. You can threaten your opponent, and it's just super good position. So if I'm gonna show it to you from the front, Stefan, if you would like, you can tell them what you see. So they have like a double perspective on this. You have your sword arm in front of your sword shoulder, so you're covered from the inside and the outside. So seems like a very good position, and you always threaten your opponent to the face or to the chest, like here. But yeah, I see you're in a wide stance. You have your weight almost on the front leg, you're leaned a little bit forward. Looks like a very sturdy and subtle position. So let me try. So that you can imagine it even better, I will also show you the pictures of Marozzo's book here. Okay, Stefan, you did a great job there. I see you adopted the posture. Completely right what you said about my posture there. But I already see you're struggling as you have like different angles given to the length of the sword. You cannot as precisely cover your inside and outside at the same time, so you maybe have to decide, depending on the situation, which side you want to cover and just adjust your angles a little bit. Very good. Let's go to the next guard, and this is the Porta di Ferro larga. A larga guard, a wide guard, is always with the point offline, so you're not threatening your opponent. And I'm just gonna show you how I like to do it. Okay, I see you're like in the same position as before, but you're just bringing your point to the ground. You're in a right leg forward, wide stance, and you also have your weight on the front foot, a little bit leaned forward. But what I see now is what you like to do, is that you not only bring your right hand in front of your sword shoulder, but also your left hand. I guess this is so you can better do your falsi from this position, because you can just get the nicer angle and you're not as exposed on your outside. So yeah, let me try. Looking good, Stefan. Yeah, as you said, it is my idea to bring both hands in front of the sword shoulder and my tip a bit to the inside, so I can get this nice angle that I will need for my false edge cuts upwards, because you're most probably going to do exactly that when you're in this position. So let's move on to the next one, the last inside guard. This time we're gonna need the left foot in front, and it's very nice guard for finding your opponent or going towards your opponent. And it is called the guardia di entrare or entrare. So he's having his arms stretched out like in all the other guards before. I'm guessing this is a pattern. And what he's doing now, he's threatening to the opponent's chest. As it looks for me, he's in a kind of an oblique step and in an angle, but he has still his right hand in front of his sword shoulder, so he can cover the line, and his underarm is not so exposed, so it looks pretty safe to me. And with the left foot in front, I guess you're going over an angle towards your opponent, so he cannot hit your right leg. Sounds pretty sturdy. Let me give it a try. Yeah, Stefan is again absolutely right. This is to cover the line, also to be protected above your head with stretched out arms for cuts from above. But what I already see here is that you have to adjust the angle. You have to put it a little bit more straightforward and maybe lean more in it, so you can still be protected on the side, so you do not get these claps on your forearm here when you're doing this guard, which is very dangerous with the short swords, as he can surely tell you from experience. So let's move to our next three guards that are on the outside. Up front, I'm gonna tell you, the Italians do not like the outside guards as much, because you have to get into crossed arms sometimes. Crossed arms with these big swords is just not only inconvenient, but also very weak. But there are certain situations, or many situations, where you need that because you have no other choice, or where you just end in those positions because you're finishing a cut. Let's start with the first one, the lower one in this set. It is called the Coda Longa e Alta. And let me try it. Okay, so I can see, Stefano, that you have now your left foot in front again, and you're bringing your sword hand, your right hand, to your lower outside in front of your sword shoulder. You're still directing the point of your sword towards the enemy, to his face or chest. So it is a stretta guard, as you told me, a narrow guard. Yeah, you lean forward, wide stance. I can already see where it's going with the crossed arms. That's right, Stefan. Reminds me a bit of a rechter Flug. Okay, Stefan did a solid job there. Just looks like with the longer sword, not so much of a difference in this one. Let's move one more higher up in the Guardia di Croce, the crossed guard. And you will see in a second why it's called that way. All right. You're in a narrow stance, I see now. And you have your arms completely crossed. Now I get it. Okay. Point directly directed at your opponent. Looks very dangerous if I'm seeing it like this. So I guess it's good to protect the head on the right side and on the outside, and still threatening your opponent. Pretty curious what you're gonna do about it. I'm gonna try it as well. Reminds me a bit of an ox. Not here, but stretched out. What you say? I like that drawn foot. Very elegant. Okay, thank you. So I guess now we're at the last guard. We arrived at our last guard for today, the sixth one, and this is the so-called Guardia di Testa, the head guard, because it guards the head. It is the hardest to decipher from the sources. Also in the pictures and in the text there is not much of a reference how you're gonna do it, but I'm always trying to do them analogous to the one-handed sword, to the spada sola that I'm going to show you now. Okay, you're in a wide stance again, your right foot forward, and you're bringing your sword in front of your head, but a bit on your right side, and you have your tip to your left side. And I see that you also bring the sword hand in front of the sword shoulder and get your arm, your left arm, accompanied at this side as you would just hold your single sword, as you said. So no need to think about where your left hand should be. Just let it glide along. Okay, your hands are a bit forward, looks a bit dangerous, but I guess that's maybe an invitation. And as soon as the opponent attacks, looks like him gonna surely be cut by this blade of yours lingering above his head. Now it's your turn to try it. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna try. So that was it. Can you give me a quick recap? Yeah, that's it. So as a little test, I'm going through the 6 cards and you just tell me which ones you see. Okay, your first one, Porta di Ferro Alta. Correct. Nice. Next one, Porta di Ferro Larga. Yes. Okay. And also on the inside, Guardia di Entrare. These are your inside cards. Okay. Correct. Then the next. And on the outside we had Coda Longa Alta. Yes. We also had Guardia di Croce. Good one. And last one, Guardia di Testa. Yes. Yeah, Guardia di Testa. You remember that? Yeah, perfect. It was nice that you didn't have perfectly helped me out. So inside we have Porta di Ferro, one time Alta, one time Larga, and Guardia di Entrare. On the outside, Coda Longa Alta, Guardia di Croce, and Guardia di Testa. Any more questions, Stefan? Okay, to sum it up, what is important to me is think about how you would do them in the one-handed sword and adapt them, but also always have your arms straight, have good posture, and think about how the angles change between the bigger and the smaller sword. What I wanted to tell you with this video is there is no one right way to go into a guard, but there are certainly many wrong ways. But I think you have to gonna figure this out for yourselves. This is just how I like to do them. It is just a little insight in the practice of the Italian two-handed sword. If you want to learn more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. But in this sense, I see with all my talking, Stefan is already getting bored. Oh no, he's fading. He's fading. And he's gone. Thanks for your attention. I'm me again, not my evil Italian twin. No, I'm just me. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.